Uh, when Dronacharya started imparting lessons to the Pandavas, then one of the one of the persons, the Ekalavya was his name. He listened from behind, and he just actually he couldn't come in front of that particular guru because he felt himself inferior. But he learned that art. He mastered the art. Okay, of this. What you all said. So I think particular term is used. Archery, I think. Okay, archery or something. Throwing of arrows. Yeah. So one day when it was detected, then Dronacharya told him that, okay, you have learned it by looking, not in coming in the front place, but you have learned it from a hidden corner. So you have to give me a Guru Dakshina. I want a reward from your side. You have mastered the skill, you have conquered it, which the Pandavas couldn't do at one shot, he was able to do. So whatever teachers deliver to the student, no, that the student should take it like a mantra. I don't want any reward from your side, because I will naturally not tell you all to that you amputation of limbs or fingers, because it will make you physically handicapped. But he had to chop off his thumb. You know, I've heard the story of Mahabharata. That was the reward he wanted, so that he couldn't further get himself, win. Because, in those days, the gurus, they didn't want disciples should rise, but up to a certain level. They shouldn't rise in such a way so that they are becoming more superior than their teachers. But I always want, my idea is something different. I always want that you all should learn these things in such a way, that public speaking, communication, that one day I can see your YouTube videos, or I can see that you are teaching in an online mode, and you're telling, ma'am, please give me students. I have become a teacher, I'm teaching, I'm conducting lessons. Imparting knowledge in such a way, learning in the class in such a way, I'm able to generate it. Mr. Sachin, you are working in an office, so your way of speaking may influence your clients in such a way, as Navnita is also working, Dipti is also working, Manish is also working, so that the boss gives you appraisal in such a way so that you get appraisal. Because of you, some revenue is generated in the company. You get promotion, you get upliftment. It will be the happiest hour, happiest day. And it will be the happiest moment of my life that one of my students, he is able to do it successfully after all this rigorous effort, attending so many classes and sessions. Okay, so good public speaking requires three things. As I told you before, it requires that art of delivering the speech. You have to have the sufficient information. You just cannot go on just saying blah blah blah. Okay, exaggerating something which you're not aware of. Today, if you'll tell me, ma'am, to tell us something about World War II, really I've forgotten some incidents I remember, but not the entire one starting from the beginning. But if you tell me something about Taj Mahal or Ashoka, I can say distinctly because I remember it very nicely. Okay, because as I told you, so you need to have sufficient information, and you need to say or showcase your thing in such a way so that the people need to understand your way of interpretation. Okay, today I'm saying something. I'm saying in a very simple and lucid way. That is what the videos, the ILTS, they teach us. Okay. So simple and short sentences, appealing to the audience and informative. That then only you can give a good public speaker, and through rigorous practice. So what are the things given a one by one? I am going into an interactive session now. If I give the constant lecture, then it will not help you. You all need to interact with me. Okay. So Mr. Sachin has spoken. Sender to messenger, sender the particular picture, sending message to the receiver. Now, Manish, you tell me what will happen if the message is not sent by the sender to the receiver. Suppose like yesterday, that day what happened? Just before New Year's Eve, you all didn't communicate properly. Later you all communicated, and I felt a little bit disappointed. Okay. So what was lacking there? What will happen if somebody doesn't send a message, any urgent message, which you require information? Suppose Navneet tell me, ma'am, you stand at that particular point of time and I will meet you. And I'm constantly calling her, no response. I'm sending her message, no response. So what is the difficulty we face in this particular process of communication? Yes, Manish, can you try?
Yeah. So on time the message is not conveyed.
Manish, little bit loudly. Manish, I cannot hear you properly. Little bit loudly.
Yeah. So if we are conveying some message to someone and that no, it doesn't go to that person, then there is a chance to no, to get a miscommunication, or something which was not going good, right? So those things can be happen. So to avoid these kind of things, we need to interact with the person, or else if we are not reaching that place or that particular time, so we need to confirm to that person, sending a a text message or conveying our message to him, so that we can avoid the uh, you know uh, uh, the miscommunication, or whatever happens in the future, we can avoid those kind of things.
Okay. To diminish or to eliminate. Okay, that is the proper word. I think you all are aware of these words. If somebody is not aware, you all can write it down. To diminish, DIMINISH, to diminish or to eliminate miscommunication. That is why sender should send message to the receiver in a proper way. And nowadays it's very, it's very common that we have, all of us, even the rickshaw puller has a mobile. Even if they don't come for a particular day, when the maid servants have a mobile. Why? That is for the purpose of communication. Just think of 20 years back or 15 years back. We couldn't communicate easily. Okay. It happened with me one instance in my life when one of my close friend, I was in class 10 that time, and my board exam was at the threshold. And she had taken my chemistry workbook and she was not returning it. And my father was extremely enraged with me because I had lent her the book out of my simplicity and I couldn't communicate with her. I didn't have a number. I was calling this labor, this friend, that friend, landline phone we had. Okay. Ultimately, by God's grace, I got the book. Okay. So from that day, I learned that art of communication is very important in one's life. So that to avoid, as he said, to avoid miscommunication or any sort of misunderstanding, which can even break a relation. You'll understand? Lack of communication means you are not communicating with the person. You're posting something in the group, nothing, no answers, no reply, either yes, no, good, bad, nothing. So we are human beings after all. Lot of thoughts evolve in our mind. Okay. Mr. Sachin, if you find any word difficult to understand, मेरा बात में क्योंकि लोग को सब लैंग्वेज ना मतलब कन्नाडा की I don't know South Indians, okay, their native language, they don't understand Hindi so much. आपको अगर कोई होता है कि कोई वर्ड अंडरस्टैंडिंग में नहीं आया तो आप मुझे हिंदी में भी बता सकते हैं, ठीक है?
Okay, ma'am.
You hail from Faridabad, you told me, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that is why you spoke in Hindi. I understood because these people, they are from Bangalore.
Okay.
So that is why they don't use Hindi so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now the next
I
slide I'm
understand.
showing you. Yeah, any question you can ask me in Hindi. अगर आपको ये होता है कि मैम इंग्लिश में पूछना थोड़ा सा प्रॉब्लम हो सकता है, you can always ask me in Hindi.
Okay, ma'am. Right.
I can communicate to in Hindi, but what to what I cannot interpret because my native language, I'm from Bengal.
Right,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The next slide. Okay, Lakshmi. Can you see the next slide, Lakshmi? I think, Lakshmi, can you see the next slide?
Yes, yes. How we really communicate.
Yeah. How do we really communicate, Lakshmi? You all will only answer. I will just show you all the presentation. You all will answer. You all will interact. Then only your influence will improve. No? If I just give in like a lecture, it will not affect you anyway because it will not help you because this is not a college presentation I'm giving. In college, I used to teach a lot of subjects. So I will show you a particular slide. You all will answer. Okay.
Okay.
This is the starting of the new year, so it will go in a different way and then on a topic. Yeah, tell me, Lakshmi.
Yeah. Good evening to everyone. Now I'm going to share my ideas or thoughts on how we really communicate to everyone. There are different ways are there. We have to communicate our thoughts and our ideas to opposite person. We can communicate directly if other person is standing in front of me. That is one of way, and we can communicate through mobile phones. So in mobile phones, we can talk whatever we have thinking, whatever we want to communicate, we can explain to them in through mobile phone. And another way is we can communicate through email. What requirements we want, what we expecting, everything we can write in mail and we send to receiver, opponent person. And other one is we can communicate like a letter. We can write the we can convey the information, and we can write the letter and we can send to the person. So that is one of the way. And
what is the latest way by which we can communicate in today's world? I mean, in this current scenario, what is the latest way?
Internet.
Internet. Okay. Internet is the way. I mean, WhatsApp. Okay,
Yeah.
WhatsApp.
Yeah. In WhatsApp, everyone, most of the 90% people are using the WhatsApp. They're sharing their photos, they're sharing the messages, and they easily communicating through WhatsApp, everyone.
Okay. So the source has to be a good one. It has to be a vital one. WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Facebook, email,
Yes.
SMS, whatever way. Okay. So
Okay.
in different ways we can communicate.
Yes.
So your thing, only one mistake you made, ma'am, what we are expecting. We missed out the verb. Okay. So here also, Mr. Sachin, I want to tell you something. Actually, I was already discussed. Ma'am is also taking classes also sometimes. कोई सेंटेंस में ना आप लोग को सबकी होता है कि हिंदी समझ में आएगा. Manish, do you understand Hindi? Manish and Lakshmi and Navneet, do you all
Yes,
understand
ma'am.
Hindi?
I
Yes,
can't understand Hindi. ma'am.
Okay. Then I will speak in English only. I thought you all understand. So what happens is that we have to have that knowledge that verb should be in a sentence. The verb should not be missing. There are no sentences in this English grammar. There no verb is there. What is your name? If I ask you, then also there is a verb. Okay, what is your name? Okay. So Lakshmi, your speech went well. You just said ki whatever we are expecting, not what we expecting, whatever we are expecting, whatever. Okay. This is just an interaction I just want to do. Then, as ma'am had told me to discuss a particular portion of grammar, which I will do in the next part after finishing this particular thing. So I think Mr. Sachin got the chance. Manish said, Lakshmi said, now Navneet, and then Dipti. Navneet?
Yes, ma'am.
See, they are showing 10 rules for communication. Okay, sorry, 10 rules for effective presentation. Okay, this you all need to understand properly, because after, if I'm able to search this today or before your next class, I will be showing you certain rules, how to make an effective presentation. Mr. Sachin, just let me tell you something regarding this before Navneet speaks. Knowing something and presenting something is quite different. You understand? You are working in an MNC,
Yes,
no?
yes.
So she also a bank employee. So your boss might tell you, okay, Mr. Sachin, you deliver your presentation. Okay. So if you want to deliver your presentation, you can just show certain slides. But will your client understand in that way? No. I got the opportunity in 2021, okay, March 2021, wherein I was given the opportunity to highlight my presentation on a particular topic. I've already discussed with them. I need not go on saying this again, but because you're a newcomer, just to give you an understanding, if you want to make any effective presentation and you want to show it to the public, then what you need to do is you need to explain that presentation. You understand? So that the public understand the meaning, the client understand the meaning. तो आपको समझ में आ रहा है ना हम क्या बोलना चाहते हैं? I mean, the client has given you something, huh? The client has given you something, yes. And your boss says, okay, Mr. Sachin, you explain this to me. You are showing the presentation slide one after one, but they need to understand the meaning, the spirit, the real meaning behind any particular slide. So I got this opportunity to attend an international conference amongst 175 countries of the world. You can understand it's an online platform, and the heart palpitation was at its brim because so many particular persons were present from all over the globe. Okay. So I gave the idea about a particular topic within 3 minutes. From there only I gained the experience. I got the best presenter award, and I gained the experience that to be a good presenter and to be a good person, to be a good speaker, it has to coincide. You are showing a presentation means you are, as I'm showing you a presentation, it is not I'm showing you, I'm interacting with you. But when you need to present it in your office, you need to say something to make them understand. Only the words in the slide is not enough. If I just show you the slide one by one, if I scroll, you will come across different words, but you all need to understand the meaning, no? So that is the task of the teacher. Okay, because you people are learners here. So why particularly focusing on you or Manish or Navnita, those who are working, so that whenever the boss asks you, the Mr. Sachin, you prepare the presentation for today's office. You are able to present it properly. Okay.
Right, ma'am.
So, and you are able to explain it. Not only present, explain it. So that
Right.
it creates a, as I told you, repositioning. Once this occurs, no, you will never fail in your work. Always you will get appraisal. Sometimes something can occur, the boss might fire you or something, or they have been out of mood, out of tempo, whatever. Okay, but that is seldom it can happen. So yeah, Navnita, what I wanted to ask you is that actually this first portion I wanted to deal with your interaction, and then I will go on to the discussion of that tense which ma'am has messaged me. See, know your audience. Everything will not be discussed today. We will be discussing the next thing on Thursday. Know your audience. Level of education, emotional receptivity, cultural background, psychological needs. So Navnita, my question to you, why should we know our audience? Let me give you a small example to help you. Okay. Like when a particular movie was made, yeah, you just see, I'm giving you this a small example to help you so that you're able to say it properly. When something, some king of England, some George 6th, 7th, so many kings are there, okay, 8th, 9th, and all those, okay. I exactly don't know his name. He hails from the royal family. It was made into a movie, and I advise all of you to see the movie in this new year. It is called The King's Speech. When he was about to deliver the speech after he was crowned, हम लोग हिंदी में जो बोलते हैं कि अभिषेक, I mean coronation, okay. When the coronation took place and he was asked to deliver the speech in front of the public, he was stammering. And he felt himself extremely humiliated and embarrassed because huge audience have gathered and they were eager to listen to his speech. The radios were open and everybody became stunned, and they were coming up with lot of remarks. Oh my God, he is the king of the country, he cannot speak properly. He was constantly stammering. So his wife took the initiative to train him, hired a governess, hired a teacher. And on the end of the movie goes in the way that the king was able to deliver the speech in such a way, he received a lot of applause. So my point, why I told you this short story behind this particular point, that know your audience. Level of educational, emotional receptivity, cultural background, psychological needs. So the last point is very important. These are all points are important, but the last one, if you don't understand the psychological means that the psychological attachment, psychological feeling, that need, okay, that what they really want from you. Today, our Honorable Chief Minister of West Bengal, she has a reputation that she only shouts. She has that reputation, but she has done a lot for our state also. She has developed that Poroma flyover, Ma flyover. No, you know, there's a word that nobody will praise you for your good deeds. Everybody will criticize your bad deeds. So, if you want to know your audience, Navnita, what is the most important point as per this slide which occurs in your mind? If you want to be a good public speaker, which one you think is the best one out of these 4 points, and why? If you can turn on your camera, it is good. Otherwise, you remain behind the curtain.
Ma'am, my camera is on, ma'am.
Oh, okay. I cannot see you actually. I have to scroll down. Okay, okay. Sorry. Actually, I just scrolled a little bit below here. Tell me.
Good evening to everyone. Today I got the topic know your audience, and ma'am, as you told me to choose which is
Which is the best factor as per your perspective?
yeah, which is the best factor as per my perspective. I think, ma'am, I in all four options, being an emotional person, uh, psychological needs, I think it's important perspective to know my audience. When I will be in a place to deliver the speech, I must know what my audience wants from me, what they want to listen from me, what on which topic I should be focused. Um I should I should have understand. I should understand them. I should understand their feelings. I should not be rigid on my thoughts. If suppose I delivering something, I should not be rigid. I should add some lines like that. I can understand. It's happened to me. I experience the same. These are emotional and psychological words. So which audience who wants to listen from me? If as far as know your audience is concerned, ma'am. I think
Okay.
this is the important point for me, psychological needs.
Yeah, I mean, it's the psychology of the audience you need to understand what they really wanting
Yes,
from you, what they really demand from you.
yes, yes,
They want
yes, sir.
something and you are speaking something which is futile, which is, I mean, against their thought or beyond their ideas.
Yes.
Okay. And also the words also. Sometimes some people, they feel that, okay, if some, like I have, sometimes I have developed a conflict with my son at one point of time. I have only taught him everything and he has reached this position because of my contribution. I shouldn't boast because all the mothers, they do the same thing. As Lakshmi also told, she wants to be an ideal mother. The words which she uses sometimes is difficult for me to understand. So if the words are really difficult, then I don't think it's no, because in IELTS, no, they're always saying that you go for short and simple sentences. You can use certain words. I sometimes you all have seen that I seldom or maybe frequently or sometimes I give you a certain words in the chat box to improve you or to apply it in your speech. Yeah, but it
Okay,
is not
okay, ma'am.
possible for a person to learn the entire dictionary. Otherwise, you would be a great person like Vidyasagar. Yeah. So that is one thing we need to consider, that you have to know your
Okay,
audience
ma'am.
and your level of audience. That is the level of education. You have been to a village area. Okay. Now, Manish, your turn. Manish, you have already said, no, Manish? Did you say no?
Yes, yes, ma'am. I already said.
You already said, but still I'm asking a question. Okay. So, Manish,
Yeah.
you have visited a village area and there you are speaking about Russia-Ukraine war. So, what will be the response of the audience if you're speaking about Russia-Ukraine war in a village area?
Yeah, nowadays, no, as compared to city area, I get much response there. But everyone are using now mobile internet, and also I can expect a bit from them, so that yeah, uh, but I can't
Yeah, but
expect.
situation-wise, Manish, no, if it is a remote area, if it is a rural area, and if you speak about Russia's policy and World War II and Hitler's Holocaust and all those things,
So I won't
people
get
will,
any
yeah, that is what I'm
reaction.
understanding. That, yeah, level of education, you understand? That is what I asked you. If you want to deliver a speech, it may not happen that always you're in the city and you're going to deliver a speech in the city. What do the political leaders in a country do? They visit different areas. Okay. And they say their speech accordingly. They try to understand the situation accordingly. They use those words. Okay. So you cannot use any difficult words for the people who, I mean, generally you should use such words so that it is understandable by all. Okay. We should use like in class. What have you all noticed? Seldom I have used any difficult word. All these days you people are attending my class. Have you all noticed any difficult word? Maybe I can use sometimes. Okay. But whenever I use, I also tell you all the meaning. Okay. So this should be the idea. Anyway, ma'am has messaged me. So this first portion, I just wanted to interact with you all. I just wanted to see how effectively you all are interacting. And as Mr. Sachin has also joined that class. The remaining time which will be left is nearly 15 minutes to go, or 10 minutes more. We will be discussing about a particular topic in grammar. It is past perfect continuous tense. Okay. Now, tense is known to all of us. Okay. So I can start again with Mr. Sachin. Will think ma'am is constantly asking me question. Mr. Sachin, you have the idea why tense is important in our grammar? I mean, in spoken English.
Yes, no, grammar is important because verb is necessary when we are using writing, communicating to someone. मतलब verb tell us it is past, present or future. That's why we are using these tenses.
So verbs tell us about past, present, and future. Very nicely said, ma'am. You have said one thing like, well, ma'am, verbs tell us the verbs used in a speech. So suppose if you start a particular sentence, just to give you an idea before I go on to the screen presentation, if you start a particular sentence, suppose if I tell you to say something about pollution. So you have started the speech. Pollution is a very important criteria in today's life, and most of the cities are under the shadow of pollution. We get pollution from different sources, and you are speaking in normal present tense. Then you'll give some instance of past. In the past years also, we have seen pollution has affected our country. A lot of people got affected and they suffered from a lot of deadly diseases and all. Huh? So you all used a past tense. And then again, you're saying in the speech that in the future, in the coming years, the government has taken several steps or remedial measures to eradicate pollution. Okay. So in a particular speech, mixture of all the tenses can come. You understand? So that is
ma'am.
why tense is very important in grammar, especially in spoken English. Verb, tense, preposition. These three are the most important topics without which a speech cannot form. Nouns are important to a certain extent, okay. Adjectives for describing, okay. Adverbs, okay. But verbs is the most important. Preposition is important because you need to know the idea of preposition and tense. So today, as per ma'am has messaged me, past perfect continuous tense. So I'm sharing the screen regarding tense, but I'm not showing you all the slides. I'm only showing you all past perfect continuous. Before showing you all past perfect continuous, I think all of you have the idea about past tense, okay? Past tense is a matter where there's a rule that the subject always goes with the second form of the verb. Do, did, done. The second, so the rules you need to keep in your mind. In the storehouse of your memory, you need to keep the rules, not always in the notebook or in the laptop, okay? So I cancelled. Ma'am, I finished my dinner. Okay. I went there. I visited my relative's house. All ed. Okay. Did. Did you take your dinner? Did you take your food? Did you take your lunch? So all did. Just an idea of past tense before I go on to the past perfect continuous. Okay. So the rule for verb is subject plus verb second portion, as I told you, and object. And if you are using it in a question, did you get your car? Did you do this? Did you do that? And all these things. So now past continuous tense is based on the same thing. The only difference is that we are using was and were. This is very important. Why it's important? Because you need to know how to use it properly. Ma'am, I was watching the television. So it is a matter of past. I was watching. Okay. If you say I was watching, that means what? It was happening sometime back. Can you say in this way, ma'am, I am watching the television? So what tense it will be? Who can answer? If I say I am watching the television, so what will be the tense?
Present tense.
Present tense, if you say it is wrong. Present continuous tense. Yes. I am watching. With I, only certain words go. I is never. Okay. I was, yes. If I were, it can come condition wise. Okay. I am, I is. How does it sound in you? It will strike in your ear. I is watching. I was. So past tense comes. So jugglery of grammar comes here in different ways. Then I are. You are, you can see. You cannot say I are. But you can say I were. If I were the Prime Minister of Britain. So situation wise word we can use. So past continuous tense is very simple in the sense that whatever you are saying it with regard to something past and something which was happening continuously. Just see, he, she, it, I. Okay. It was biting its tail. I was having an ice cream. He was visiting his grandmother's place. He was traveling. She was reading a book. Okay. And with word, we need to keep these things in mind. We, you, they. They were, you were, we were. Okay. So these certain things you'll need to keep in the, as I told you, need to retain. Everything you need not cram like a parrot. Automatically it will develop. Whenever you say the sentence, no, it will strike your ear. Okay, how can I say I is? Okay, that means the students, audience who will hear from you, they will feel, oh ma'am, my God, he doesn't have any sense of grammar. If you're giving the presentation in an office, as I told you, okay. So now I go to the most important portion, past perfect continuous tense. I will not go into the practice exercise. Practice exercise I will do later in my next class. So past perfect tense and then comes past perfect continuous. Okay. First of all, past perfect tense occurs when two incidents have taken place. So out of which one have already been taken place before. See, I had lived in London before he moved to Paris. As Sachin said, what did Sachin say? Ma'am, I had lived in Faridabad before I moved to Bangalore, or I had lived in Bangalore before I moved to Faridabad. Okay, Sachin, in your case, this is applicable, Sachin?
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know, I'm mixing up the places actually. I can say I had lived in Faridabad, or I can say I had lived in Bangalore before I moved to Bangalore or before I moved to Faridabad. Anyway, I mean in that way. So the idea of past perfect tense is that something which has happened, see, action which has taken place or activity that happened before any other activity took place in the past. I had lived in London. Okay, I had called the doctor before he arrived to before my servant came. Or I had called the police before my servant came. Okay, suppose your servant has committed an act of theft and I had called the police before my servant came. So one action is interrelated with the other. Okay. So see, there are certain other examples also given. Now, as ma'am said, past perfect continuous tense. In past perfect continuous tense, what we need to say is that a particular action, this or in all tenses, the particular rule is this one. They've already mentioned the rule in the beginning of the sentence. Just see the rule. So what do you see in the rule? As per the rule, what do you all see? Can you notice anything?
Yeah, been is came and ing form is came after we were.
Yeah. Been is very important in past perfect continuous, as similarly it is important in present perfect continuous. Just to highlight a little bit before, if I show you on the screen, just to give an understanding, just see. See, in present perfect also been, but there comes have been, has been. Okay. And in past perfect, the difference between present perfect and past perfect is in present perfect. Right now, ma'am, I have been teaching. I have been working from dawn to dusk. Have been, have been, have been. And if it is third person, then we say she has been, he has been. But in past perfect, what we need to do? In past perfect, the same thing occurs. Yeah. So same thing occurs, but only the difference is had. Ma'am, I had been looking, I had been cooking, I had been playing, I had been teaching all these years in Salt Lake, in different colleges, I had been teaching, and right now also I'm teaching in online mode. So I had been, matter of past, action which began at a particular point of time and continued up to that point. Okay. So had she been cooking, they had been playing football, hadn't she been working? Okay. Now, anybody has any question to ask regarding this particular slide? I want to go to a particular exercise practice. 5 of you are there, 1 for each, and answers I will show you. So any question regarding past perfect continuous, you all can ask me. Okay, Manish.
Yes, ma'am. So like the present perfect continuous tense has been and have been will come, no? So here
Yes,
past perfect continuous only the had been.
yes.
So if
And
subject
what is the another difference? Do you notice? If I can scroll up a little bit, another thing can you notice? Here also we are using since. Okay. So the similarity you can see, ma'am, the similarity of past perfect continuous, present perfect continuous with past perfect continuous is since. Since is for a particular time, as I told you. I had been teaching in Salt Lake since 2006. Okay.
so if we are using any singular subject also, we can use the had, and plural also had, right, here in present perfect continuous.
I had been teaching. I am a teacher, no? So I had been teaching in different colleges, singular. Plural also, they had been. The thing which matters is the subject. Okay. Had been is the
Okay.
main here. Had been and the first form of the verb.
So okay, if something if you want to say, like, the particular document or anything has processed, okay, so if we are updating that document, so the document has been processed is the correct sentence, no? Or document had been processing.
The document had been processing.
Or
Had been
document
processed.
had
I mean,
been processed.
that you need to think whether the document is under processing, the
No,
process of
it's already
processing.
processed. It's
Already processed. No, it is already processed. So you say, see, you can say it in two ways. You can say, man, the document had been processed. The document had been processed, or the document had been processing since last Monday. I mean, it is under the stage of processing. Since
Okay.
last Monday, it had been processing. Yeah. Or the
If-
document had been processed. Simple. Okay.
process or
I had
process?
written. Sometimes you can say in that way. The document has. Now you want to ask me what is the difference? The document has been processed. Has been. The document you are saying also has. If you document, then have. Plural singular, don't make mistake. Okay.
Okay,
If it is
document had been processed is not correct word, ma'am. Here
the document had been just slowly you say the
Processed.
document.
Had been processed.
The document had been processed. Then you say the document had been processed long time back. To give a meaning to the sentence, it is a term of independent and dependent clause. I mean, thoughtful meaning to make the sentence. Ma'am, the document, you know, I came to your office, suppose. I asked you, Manish, has the document been processed? Then you say, ma'am, the document had been processed long time back. The document had been processed a month back and you didn't turn up. Had been processed, matter of past, ED. You understand? You can say that. The document had been processed long time back. Number one. Number two, you can say the document has been processed. Simple. You take the document, it has been processed. Finished. Or you can say, and now you want to refer to a past, long time back, 5 months back. It has. So you can say, ma'am, you came so late, the document had been processed 5 months back, had been processed. Or you say, ma'am, you take the document has been processed. Has been processed, finished.
Okay.
Now, if you want to add something under processing, under the stage of processing, ma'am, the document is under the stage or the document has been processing. We have given the document for processing, the document has been processing, but we are not yet finished with it. So jugglery, I mean, you understand the way you are using it situation-wise, everything situation-wise. Rule you need to apply, application of rule in a proper way. Just see the sentence. Now, who will answer this question? Sachin ji, can you answer? Had she been cooking any meal?
Has she cooking any meal?
Yeah, had she been cooking any meal? Past perfect continuous. I mean, why they are putting it in the form of a question?
she had been cooking meal since last night.
Interrogative sentence.
Interrogative sentence with a matter of past. Yeah. Since last night, she's continuously cooking. So had she been cooking? Really, had she been cooking, or she was some other duties? You understand? So the spirit is the main thing. The spirit of that particular question, the spirit of the particular sentence, you'll need to delve deep. And accordingly, you all can proceed. You need not go so much deep, but the minimum understanding should be there in the sentence. As you said, the document has been processed, finished. You take the document. Now the document had been processing. I'm sorry, the document had been under the stage of processing, but it's not yet processed. Not yet processed. Okay, so don't always think that past means only past will come. Sometimes, like in this particular slide, just to scroll a little bit up, just to show you all. Just see this tense. See, I have not finished my homework. So don't always come up with the idea that ED will always be there in the case of past. It can be in the case of present also. What tense is this? It is present, present perfect tense. Okay. So see, I have not finished. If I say I had finished, it is done. I had finished. I have not finished. So I'm adding ED, no? That means the work is yet to complete. Okay. So as I told you, it's a jugglery of thing. Everything is a matter of jugglery here. I mean, the way you're using it in your sentence. Anyway, you'll try the exercise. Let me see. One by one. Okay, I'm starting from Namnita. Namnita, Frank Sinatra caught the flu because just make application of this past perfect tense. Did ma'am message me? Just a minute. She messaged me past perfect continuous. Okay. Anyway, you'll do both exercises. Okay, doesn't matter. You'll do this first as well as this one. Then you'll do one thing, you'll do this one first. Okay. Namnita, say the first one, number one. Frank Sinatra.
You are talking on mute, Navnita.
Sorry, thank you, Manish. Frank Sinatra caught the flu because he had been singing in the rain too long.
Okay, you'll do one thing. Right now, I'm not showing you all the answers. You'll keep the answers in your mind or you'll write it down. When I show you all the answers, then you'll check. Okay. He had
Okay.
been singing in the rain too long. Very absolutely okay. Sorry. I'm very sorry. I said absolutely okay. I shouldn't have said anyway. My mistake. I will not say anything. You all just keep the answers in your mind. Okay, Manish, number two.
Yeah.
He
He had been driven less than a hour when he ran out of petrol.
Are you sure?
No, ma'am.
No,
He
wait,
made
Namnit,
mistake.
Namnit, let Manish understand his mistake. Don't say.
Okay. He had been driving.
I'm again showing you the rules. See carefully and then answer. Don't do a little bit of hurry. Haste makes waste. Okay. He had, you repeat. He had been, what did you say? He had been.
Driving.
Okay. So you've kept it in your mind, in your memory. When I show the answers, then you tally. Lakshmi, number three.
Yeah, they were very tired in the evening because they had been helping on the farm all day.
Sachinji, number four.
I had not working for all days, so I was not tired and went to disco at night.
And because the Dipti is not there, so number five again I'm giving to Lakshmi only. Lakshmi, number five.
Yeah, they had been cycling all day, so their legs were sore in the evening.
Now you check. I think Navneet was correct, had been singing. Manish, to a certain extent, you were wrong. But then again, when I suddenly pointed out, then you changed. Okay, first of all, you said he had been driven. Shouldn't be. Okay, he had been driving. Okay. And they were very tired. So Namrita is okay. Lakshmi is down. Mr. Sachin, you said the sentence, a little bit error was there. I had not been working. Okay.
Correct, ma'am.
I had no, because you have to just follow the rule. Just see, the rule is given already. So you need to follow the rule. Yeah.
Okay.
So with this, I end my session today. And for the coming class, that is on Thursday,
Okay.
you all need to prepare a particular. I will give you all a list of topics. Okay. In this, I will show you all the screen presentation. It's from IELTS to TOEFL, different topics. You all can choose 2, 3, 4, anything. I will give you all a presentation also. So let us do in this way. Let us say in class, because in this new year, once in a week might be I will give you a topic. You all need to do a little bit research, because you all have already developed that art. Maybe for Mr. Sachin, it can come to a difficult thing. Still, you all try to say in class as much as you all can. But those are very simple topics. Suppose, for example, I'm telling you, describe a moment in your life when you felt extremely happy. So these type of topics you all can say no. Of late, a fortnight back, I attended a particular session I conducted with a IELTS student, Ananya Srinivasan. She is from Tamil Nadu. I mean, I was just, what to say, I don't know words to express regarding her speech, because she doesn't require, but she still attended just to regain confidence. Okay. It's better that you all go by class discussion instead of treating you like kids. I can give you all topics on what type of topics, like you all do some research about Holocaust. Holocaust was a particular terrible incident which occurred, extermination camp, Nazi-related Germany, you all have heard, no? So these type of topics I can give you all for research. So that will be once in a week. So if I give it on Friday, Friday will be your class. No, Thursday you will take your class. Yeah, Thursday. Friday I will be outside. Thursday you will take. Your class time, Monday is fixed. Okay. Apart from that, I will fix it either Thursday or Friday or Wednesday. I will mention it to you all. Okay. I mean, between Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, Monday I will take class. Monday is fixed. It is not that today I took class, again another class will be tomorrow. No, not in that way. So I'm giving you all time till Thursday, so that at least 2 days you'll get time to think and analyze whatever things. Okay, and all of you all please share. Mr. Sachin, please get in touch with Aisha ma'am, and so that she will give you the details regarding that particular app is there, where you will click and you will find everything.
Okay, ma'am.
And you please, and if you're satisfied, because she told me that you are a new student, you please get added in our group. December batch is there. The rest ma'am will deal. Okay. So good
Okay.
night. You'll enjoy your day. I mean, your day
Okay,
starts
good night, ma'am.
tomorrow.
Night.
Thank you.
Night.
And
Thank you.
just a minute. Aisha, are you
Good
there?
night, ma'am.
Good night. Yeah. Aisha ma'am, are you there? Yeah, Aisha ma'am, are you there right now?
She is on mute, ma'am.
But Aisha's thing is clicking. Aisha? Aisha, I think I'm dismissing the class, so you can have a talk with Sachin. Okay, Aisha? I think ma'am has left.
Okay, madam. And otherwise, I will talk
You
to her.
contact Aisha, and
tomorrow.
accordingly our class will be on Thursday. You contact if you want to join. How many classes and all this, you just fix with her. Okay, thank
Okay,
you.
ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Good
Thank
night.
Okay,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Good
Bye.
night,
Good
ma'am.
night. Good night
Good
to
night.
everyone.
Good night. Yeah.
Good night. Good night.
आपको दही और दूं? दही और दूं?